welcome back to Less Lethal Contingencies. Alan here. It's me again. So I'm still having fun on Father's Day. Yeah, it was a great Father's Day. Hopefully you guys have all had a wonderful Father's Day. I don't know what you're doing for fun out there. Spent time with families, had cookouts, whatever, whatever you're doing there. Maybe you went out to eat. Anyways, I had the privilege of doing a little grilling today, a little cooking for my dad, and letting the ladies clean the mess hopefully up. But anyways, yeah, it was good for Father's Day. Great weather over here. So now I'm just going to kind of let the day wind down a little bit and have a little bit of fun. Do a little bit of plinking over here in the target trap. So today what I'm going to be shooting is my IntruBuster Gen 2. My IntruBuster Gen 2 carbine, which I'm calling the Terminator Build. Okay, thank you to one of my viewers coming up with that name for me. I like to give the builds a kind of a code name sometimes, kind of make it fun, why not, yeah. So what we have here on the carbine build is we have an M4 handguard that's basically just clamped on with a weaver rail here, and I have a forward grip here. I have the MCS mag holder forward grip right here so that it'll hold the second magazine for me. Also gives me another place that's comfortable to hold. I'm running the MCS 4.5 inch threaded 686 barrel in here, and then I have threaded on two of their 7.5 inch stainless steel extensions. Okay, so what I've been running lately with it was just the one 7.5, which together with the 4.5 would give me a 12-inch barrel. Now I'm also running an additional 7.5 inch extension, and now we're finishing it off with the Reaper suppressor. Okay, so what's that give me? I'm somewhere around 19 inches or something like that, I think, on this crazy thing. I don't know. Yeah, like 19 inches. I had to write it down. So I'm getting old. Your memory goes first. So I get myself turned around. Half the time I mix up my Pistelli barrels with my X68 barrels with the IntruBuster, because one's a 685, one's a 686. I don't know why MCS does it, but when you buy MCS barrels, the aluminum barrels tend to always be the 686, and their stainless steel barrels are 685. Now, why they can't figure out what size they want to stay with, I don't know. Unfortunately, they don't make aluminum extensions. They only make stainless steel. So naturally, I got from MCS, it was a 685 extension. So you could probably just get away with making sure that you're just running small enough ammo. Obviously, it's always a good habit to make sure your ammunition easily goes through your barrel before you go and start shooting it, right? Good idea to test that. I can assure you that the ammunition I'll be testing today, which is a 684 ammunition, it's a 10 gram, weighs in at 9.9 grams. It's the 10 gram ART Joules. It's a 684. It's probably a little bit smaller than that, really, in reality, but it's being advertised as 684. It goes through these barrels just fine, no problem. 685 barrel. Again, 686, 685. One other thing I did do is I picked up a barrel hone, and I honed out both of these extensions, stainless steel extensions, so I can actually run 685 ammo through here all day long. Those steel ball bearings that are 685 that I have, they'll go through both extensions. The 8 gram ART Joules, which is a 685, they go through the extensions as well, just fine now since I honed them out. Okay, so everything works just fine through these. So yeah, so I think it's the first time I have run this barrel combination, 19 inch, on my Pistelli X68. I think it's the first time I'm running it on my IntruBuster Gen 2. So forgive me being a little long-winded, just kind of explaining the build. Yeah, so we're gonna shoot that. We're gonna shoot 1 or 2 mags, whatever we can get out of this 9 CI tank. Okay, 9 CI tank. It's a It's a slide check regulator, so it has, and it's 1,000 psi output, high pressure air. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna run it through the long barrel with the Reaper, and we'll see what we get for feet per second out of it. I am going to run some additional restriction. Hopefully it'll be enough. This is the Home Defense 24 tuning ASA. It's the long one. It's also a version 2, so it's got the smaller 4 holes in the back internally. And it also has like the beefed up pin in here. So, but I'm going to add this washer as well, just to kind of knock down, because with the slide checks, there's a huge volume of air that comes in, and sometimes you can get auto fire from it. So I'm just going to add that in hopes that that's going to give me a slight advantage and lessen the risk of auto fire, because I have had it with this config, and I think, yeah, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good there. Well, that's what it looks like. It's kind of a long little animal now, right? It's much more comfortable actually with just the 12 inches and the Reaper, but I want to see what it's going to get. I don't know if I'm going to get an increase because I'm not running a super lot of volume on the back end. There is to some extent on how long you can go with a barrel without adding more air volume. I don't think you're not going to get away with just keep adding barrel and expect you're going to add more and more power. At some point, you know, probably not going to gain anything else until you maybe do some work on the back end here with the volume or pressure, or both, ideally. So at least that's been my experience anyways. Maybe you guys have comments on that. Maybe you guys have, you know, personal experiences with this particular marker, because, you know, apples to apples is what I would be talking about here for its comparison. But I haven't noticed. I know on my Pistelli, when I was running the additional 7.5 inch extension, not changing anything on the back end, beefing up, you know, adding any more airflow or volume, I know I didn't see any gains by adding that additional 7.5 inches. I was a little bummed out too when that happened, but I want to see. This is a different marker. It's similar, but it is different. Also, you know, chances are with this long ASA, you know, and the longer barrel, maybe I will see some gains. That's kind of why I want to test it. So we're going to give that a try. I'm going to air it up first, make sure there's no leaks. If there's any small leak that I can shoot through, I'll probably proceed with the test. But if there's anything major, naturally, we're going to end the test. So, all right, let's air her up. There's no ammunition in it. Let's give it a try. Hallelujah. I love the sound of no sound. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to put it down here for a second, and we're going to just set that right there. Get some ear protection in because this thing is very loud. And yeah, we'll give it a try at 1,000 psi with 19 inches of barrel. Another 6 inches of Reaper suppressor, which gives us a total length of 25 inches. So, and it does make it a little heavy with those stainless steel extensions, I'll tell you that. And again, we'll be running the 10 gram ART Joules, which weigh in at 9.9 gram, 684 is their size. I'll just be calling out the feet per second. And we'll see how many shots we can get out of a 9 CI tank here. Turn the laser on. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 10 gram Joules. All right. $10 gram Joule, 1,000 psi. HPA, 19 inches of barrel, 19 inches of 6.86 barrel, with finishing off with the Reaper suppressor. All right, shot 1. 558.4 feet per second. That felt pretty good. No auto fire. Shot 2, 545.3 feet per second. Shot 3, 539 feet per second. Shot 4, 542.2 feet per second. Shot 5, 539.1 feet per second. Should be the last one, shot 6. 515.4. 515.4 feet per second was that last one. And guess what, guys? Yeah, she did it again. I think I blew an O-ring. All right, so we're not gonna shoot more than 6 rounds, but hey, at least we got through a magazine. Also been experimenting with some different O-rings as well, so don't panic, you know. When you're, like I said on the last video, or was it 2 videos ago, I do a lot of experimenting with different O-rings, different setups. I'm not expecting 100% reliability out of these markers. I'm still working out the bugs on a lot of these things, so no reason to, you know, to freak out. It's not a reason that you should stay away from this gun by any means. Again, I'm highly modifying it, so there's, you know, reliability is not going to be like it is from the factory, okay? So it shouldn't be like scaring anybody off from the IntruBuster Gen 2. For the money, this gun is an amazing value. It really is. It's an amazing value. It's probably definitely one of, especially for the money, one of the best markers out there. Less lethal markers. Let's see. I'm going to take this apart just to double check and see if I lost that 011 O-ring or not. But I definitely had a leak after that 6th shot. Oh, there goes my washer. So let me take it apart really quick. I think the washer definitely helped prevent auto fire, because I did get auto fire with this configuration once before. Doesn't mean I would have got it again, even if I didn't run the washer, but I feel like that did help clip down some of that massive inrush of volume. And what do we use for air? So for 6 shots with this long barrel and the HD24 long tuning ASA, I went from 3,000 capacity. I forgot to show you guys that, but I guess you have to take my word for it. It was pumped up to 3,000, and now I'm sitting just a little over 500. So that was an air hog, but I mean, this is only a 9CI bottle. It's not a big bottle. So but yeah, I mean, those are good, powerful shots. I'm going to run the math and I'll update the video for you guys for the Joules. But I got to say, I was just south of 600 feet per second with 10 gram ammo. I mean, what was that? I think I got like a 585 or something like that. I think maybe it was one of the high shots. Of course, I could be misremembering. I'm known to do that. But anyways, the numbers look pretty good. And the fact that I didn't get auto fire, that's really pleasing to me quite a bit. But I've been experimenting with different O-rings and trying to think which one I had on here. I think I was running Teflons in one of the last tests I did with the Pistelli X68. But I noticed I was having some trouble with those Teflon 011s. I mean, the Teflon's tricky. It's really durable. It's CO2 rated. But the tricky thing with them is that they don't hold their shape well. So if you're going to use them, they got to be in an application where you can't stretch them much, because they don't really have a lot of give to stretch. And once you bend them out of shape, it's really tough to get them to, to go back into that shape that they originally were in. So, it's a struggle. I mean, I don't know if I can really run them, to be honest with you. I've tried them in the bird cage. They definitely don't work in a bird cage. I tried that early on. As a 0.11, I was able to get it over the pin without them deforming too much, but they still kind of, it's questionable. It leaves a question in my mind. Personally, I think the urethane ones are the best, but they keep blowing off this gun, blowing off this long ASA every time it's in here. They keep blowing off on me randomly. So, you know, I think if I could find them a little thicker, I think a little bigger, but in the urethane, that would be great. But that's what I've been having trouble doing. So I've been trying some other materials as well, some AC. You guys know some of those green AC ones. They're way too soft. They don't last. They go right out. So I'm back to using the urethanes. Now I know that they do randomly blow out the gun. So let's see what happened here. Actually, this thing's on pretty tight. I'm gonna take some of this barrel off because it's getting heavy. That's the one negative thing about stainless steel. There's a good amount of weight there that you don't have when you're running aluminum. All right, that's better. Whew. That's a little better. That's quite a bit more balanced. Much better. All right, let me see if I can get this thing off here. I think when I screwed that bottle on, it tightened everything down further. So let me see if I can. I don't want to mar up this ASA, so let me use, even though these are supposed to be anti-marring jaws, it's still, for some reason, it still leaves marks. So what I have to do is put a rag on there. There we go. That's a better. Got to put a rag on there. This way I don't mess this up anymore because I've been touching it up with some paint. But even the paint touch-up doesn't look as nice as the original. The original paint on here never did double. Well, it's wide open, so what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, I just want to double check and see if I did indeed shoot that off. I didn't see anything go flying. Sometimes I'll see it when it happens. All right, I can tell by the resistance taking it out. Oh, you know what? This wasn't a urethane. That's right. Okay, I put the 7.5 millimeter by 2 millimeter cross section O-rings on here, which do work. These are the ones that Jeff, I think, was running. These do work. So that didn't blow off. But I swear I did get a leak somewhere. So maybe it was that in a bird cage. I was experimenting with that as well. I put one of those green AC 13 by 1.5 millimeter, the inner air plenum, or what we call the bird cage, the inner, kind of the hidden one that's in there. I've been having trouble with that O-ring a lot too. I really need to find a urethane for it. But I don't want to buy one of these kits just to get one. I'd rather buy a bunch of that specific O-ring and urethane. But I haven't been able to hunt it down. I don't know where they're getting it from, MCS, but I haven't been able to find it. If any of you know where I can get the birdcage O-ring and urethane, let me know. And I don't mean in a kit, with one. I mean, like, you can buy them by, 25 or something, 10 pack, 25 pack. So it wasn't this, and that's still got nice drag. And so far, this is about the best fitting O-ring I can get on this ASA, on this Home Defense 24 long ASA and the IntruBuster Gen 2. This 7.5 times 2 millimeter cross section is the best fitting O-ring. So this is still a win for me. This is working. More than likely, I bet you that new green AC birdcage O-ring that I just stuck it in last night and I was going to test today, which is what I'm doing. I bet you any money that thing towards the end, that 6th shot, either it gave up the ghost or it rolled or something. So, but that I can't show you right now. I'd have to strip it down further, which I'll do a little bit later. So anyways, that's testing it with the 19-inch, is that what it was? Yeah, 19-inch barrel with the Reaper. So I'll update the video. Thanks for watching. Again, wishing you guys a happy Father's Day, and hopefully you're out there having fun with your families, and yeah, happy shooting. Peace out.